for the Eddie and Venom review.
Well, the Zak and Buzz review.
Yeah,
anyway.
Zak and Buzz review.
Hello, Eddie.
So we are here today to do a review of Venom: The Last Dance.
If you hadn't guessed.
You hadn't guessed.
Exactly.
What did you think of Venom: Last Dance?
It was very good, Eddie.
I enjoyed it.
It was a Venom movie.
It was a Venom movie. It was very much the same kind of thing
As
as
every
we've
other
had before.
Venom movie.
Exactly.
I would say neither fantastic, but not pants.
The best thing I could say about it really is it was fine. The action was fine. I enjoyed it, but it was overall just a fine movie. It was very much formulaic upon what's come before.
Yeah, I mean it's the play between Eddie and Venom.
Yeah, it's
The
very
Lethal
much been
Protector.
this kind of dynamic between the two characters here has really kind of flourished in like the fan community, and I think that's really what's kind of pushed this kind of anti-hero of Spider-Man basically to have this whole trilogy.
Yeah, and you kind of summed it up when we came out of the theatre, because you said, it was definitely a kind of an ending movie.
Now talking about that, this very much goes back to another film we talked about recently, and that was Joker Folie à Deux.
Do we have to mention that?
We don't have to mention it. Well, I'm going to mention it. I've mentioned it now.
He has. He's gone and done it.
So that movie was very much an end to things, and it should have been a setup for further things to come.
Yeah.
Everyone laughed at me.
We've established that. This very much felt very similar. It wasn't as bad, but it was similar in style.
I don't think you can get as bad as...
Because this, unlike Joker, this did set things up quite interestingly going forward. And I'm interested to see how and where it goes.
You can take the movie forward, definitely. I mean, that was one of the other bugbears. It's a Marvel movie. And the audience, yet again, got up and buggered off. I mean, there was a mid-credit and an end credit
here. So, that is a double judgment right there.
I mean, the people literally, they're all getting up, and you're going, surely you're Marvel fans to come and see this, and you're getting up. And then the majority have sort of gone off, and then suddenly they stop on the stairs because the mid-credits come up, and they go, oh, wow.
I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect this.
Really? You sure?
Then they saw the mid-credit, and then they all disappear.
Oh, there's not going to be one at the end because there's obviously one in the middle.
And then I think we were the only people who saw the end credit.
Yeah, I know. So obviously the mid-credit was obviously Null, who was basically the big antagonist that I thought was going to come kind of more into this movie.
Yeah.
As the big kind of...
Do you know...
beyond Thanos level villain.
But that's the problem, you see. It's kind of... The villains that they've had below this have been better villains than this. I mean, all he did was sit there with his head down most of the time,
trying to free himself,
and it just wasn't threatening. It just to be this super big.
Well, that was the problem I had with this movie. The setup for the Null stuff, and yet the big spoiler here is, of course, the fact that they kill off Venom. Goodbye, Eddie. Venom dies.
Well, yeah, didn't he say something to Eddie that it's not the end or something?
Wow.
And wasn't there a little bit of... Actually, because there was a little bit of Venom that ended up in Area 51 in a little vial. But we never saw what happened to
Well, I think beyond we're going to talk about beyond the movie. I think this is very much for the foreseeable future. The last Tom Hardy Venom movie we're going to get.
I think it was probably the end for Tom Hardy. That's it. I'm finishing it off. Job done. So what comes after this? I have no idea. So let's rate this movie.
Well, you talk about that. Obviously, the main premise of the movie was the fact that there was obviously Null was sending these creatures to eat Venom and get this, what did they call it? Like a codex. It was a codex.
Codex that's sort of like in Venom. Yeah,
very similar actually to Man of Steel. It was very similar wording and kind of use, which was kind of a bit of a Well, obviously this kind of film, much like Kraven the Hunter, was fraught with reshoots for a good long while. So overall, what would we think? It had its funny moments.
That's funny gags in it.
Like a Venom frog.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different Venom creatures that popped up in it.
Venom horse.
Yeah, but see, again, that wasn't new because it was in the trailer. So,
True,
you saw quite a lot of bits of crucial action in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was the supercut of the actual movie because it didn't really go beyond what we saw in the trailer.
I think we
saw these creepy alien monsters. I think necrophage or something.
Like but
tell us in the comments what they are.
But the thing is like in earlier movies we've had the symbionts.
Xenophage. That's it.
Xenophage. Very well remembered. Okay, I'll carry on.
Carry on.
Anyway, so when you've had the symbionts, I remember one scene where they locked, was it a cleaner or somebody, in one of the biohazard rooms, and the symbiont tried to join with him and killed him. Yeah. Because they have to find
like the one.
But in this movie, they were literally the symbionts were breaking out of their cells and joining up with everybody.
Just jumping up to everyone.
And they were all perfectly fine.
Until they got really shredded. They got blended. Yeah. They got blended. Most of them got blended. I think one which was teased in the after credit, which is Agony. If my comic book knowledge is telling me anything, it's Agony.
Yeah.
That's, I assume, where this is going to go with like a spin-off with that character.
We shall see. Anyway, I think it's time to rate this.
Yeah. We could talk about it for hours. We're fans.
I enjoyed it. It wasn't amazing. I'm probably coming in at a 4.5.
Ooh,
4.5. It was okay.
But it didn't blow your socks off.
No.
Had a bit too big a scope for what it actually achieved.
Yeah, and a lot of it I'd seen in the trailer when I got in there. You know, so I'm sorry, I'm giving it 4.5.
I'm going to be a bit more sympathetic to it, and I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. Not saying it's a bad movie, but
I'm trying not to say it's a bad movie.
It had big socks to fill.
Yeah,
I don't think it quite delivered everything that I wanted.
You know, a lot of the gags and the arguments between Eddie and Venom are very much we've seen it before.
It's a shame we don't get that. They've basically called it quits there, and we're not going to get like a further one, because this kind of camaraderie, like, they do it really well. And I mean,
yes, Eddie,
like a series or something, they do all those nowadays.
A Venom series, Eddie. Oh, that would be funny. Yes, it would, Eddie.
I think if this was going to be the big finale of the Venom films, it should have had Spider-Man in there somewhere. Yeah. It really should have.
I want to kill the spider. You want to kill the spider.
That would have put the icing on the cake, because this is obviously the best Venom we've ever had.
Well, I think that kind of came up after we left the theatre, because you've got Null, you've got this big super villain, and he's sending in these... what do you call them again? Xenophages, which are popping up and literally causing havoc all over the place. Yet we're in the Marvel universe. We're in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah, we're in the Spider.
And we're not. And we're also in the Avengers universe.
No, it was in that at the beginning, and then he jumped back.
What do you mean?
But he got So at the beginning of the movie.
Oh no, yeah, he's in a different universe.
He's in the Tom Holland one.
Yeah.
And then he gets zipped back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's in a different bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, shouldn't the university he's in has still got Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Has it still?
Well, it might be.
It should still have other superheroes.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, all this stuff's going on, and absolutely zero
interference from anyone else,
from any other superheroes on the planet.
Honestly,
to sort it out, and you think that's exactly what should call them to
action.
You know, so it's like, whatever. It was fine. It was fine.
Okay. Out of the Venom movies, all three of them, what's your favourite?
I'd probably say the first one.
Interesting, because I would personally say the second one. I know that's a controversial opinion, but I do like the character of Carnage quite a lot. Especially from the animated series.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, as I say, they've been a good series of movies, but they haven't been knock it out of the park movies.
Yeah, I think that's the best way of putting it.
They're just fun.
So, if you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. Comment below any suggestions of further reviews. It could be Marvel related that you'd like to see.
That's it. Get them down there, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Eddie.
We are Venom.